Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
Sometimes this job is really great. It's funny. We're up to number 79, and wide receiver Tay Martin comes in at number 79. He's the first player on our countdown for this year that's been on the roster in the past years. In 2023, he came in at number 69. Nice. 2022, he came in at 68. Now he's coming at 79. So he's kind of fallen back a little bit. A lot of that has to do with the draft. The 49ers kept all their wide receivers for the most part and added 2 high draft picks, a first and a fourth rounder. It's the depth chart. It's nothing Tay Martin did to fall 10 spots on this list, but that's just the way it goes. However, there were, when they were doing reserve contracts and all this stuff, when I saw Tay Martin got signed, a big old smile popped on these rosy red cheeks' face. I love this dude. I love him. He's incredible. We shared his story. This is the third time that we've done research on him, and it's incredible. Football, it's a wonderful sport where you get to learn these people. And if this countdown does nothing else than share stories like Tay Martin, then we've done our job, because this guy is incredible. It's amazing what he's overcome. It's amazing what he's been through. And not that it's good things. He hasn't been through good things. But the fact that he's still out there competing and trying to make his dream come alive, and it's like one of those things. Like, can you buy a jersey of a practice squad player? Because if you could, I'm wearing Tay Martin every damn day of the week, because he's incredible. Now, we look at the scores. His highest rank was 76. His lowest was 82. And the depth chart's the reason why. Nothing to do with Tay. It's just there's a lot of talented guys ahead of him. I got to say thank you to Zach. He front ran this episode. Also, Josh and Oscar. They are the best. Dave. So anyway, let's go through this. His full name is Devontavian Martin. Love that. Wears jersey number 86. 6'3", 185. We ain't got a lot of him. Kendrick-born clone type build, 32-inch arms. He's 25 years old, ran a 4.58, 7-second 3-cone. That's pretty good. 36-inch vert. That's good. Undrafted free agent, entering his 3rd season with the Niners, all 3 seasons. Now, he is from South Louisiana. Went to Ellender Memorial High School, which is south of New Orleans, if you can figure that out. Bayou. It's Bayou down there. And it's actually pretty close to where Elijah Mitchell came from, Erath County. So you're south Louisiana. Was a university studies major that bounced around and kind of went through it. And so, was going to go to Tulane to play basketball. This is the type of athlete he is. He was going to play basketball and football at Tulane, changed to go to Washington State with the great Mike Leach, one of my favorite coaches of all time, Mike Leach. Man, rest in peace, brother. Again, just talking about loss. Let's go through it. Now, I do have to say this also. Whenever he was there at Washington State, he plays with now rookie Jarrett Kingston. They were on the same team. So it just kind of how the ebbs and flows of these things. Now, all right, let's talk just about his life and kind of the things that he's been through and the trauma he's had to overcome. Found his mother dead of a heart attack in high school, and he shared his story. His mom would always wake him up every single morning, and one day she didn't wake him up. He wakes up on his own, goes out, finds his mom already deceased. That's hard in and of itself. And so his father is in prison from a hit-and-run accident. That's very difficult. Dude raised his 2 sisters and little brother. He was the dad of the house and had to be from a young age. That's not easy. He said, quote, "I made the commitment to be there for my sisters and do all I could, the best I could, because I believed in the end it could be a big, happy story." He's like, "I believe my life is a movie. I really do," end quote. Now, he chooses to go to Washington State because he thinks it's what's best for him in the football future and all those things. I think that was the right choice instead of going to Tulane. The problem is, whenever he goes there, his close friend and quarterback, Tyler Hilinski, commits suicide. First year that he's there. Then after that, his other best friend overdoses on fentanyl. And Bryce Beekman. Dealing with both those on top of what he's already been through is unreal. Then COVID happens, and they cancel the Pac-12 season. So the one thing that this guy had going for him was football, and Now he doesn't even have that. His closest friends passed away for horrible reasons. And so then he decides, whenever that happened, he had to be close to family. So then he transfers back down to the South Oklahoma State. That's where he goes. Be closer to family, all those different things. In the Big 12, they didn't handle COVID like the Pac-12 did. So for him, he goes down there and just balls out. And, he goes on to say, quote, "Every time I get on the field, I talk to my mom, I talk to Tyler, I talk to Bryce." Those are his teammates who passed away. Just praying for them to be with me, and I've got them. I won't let them down. So whenever he gets there, dude goes off. Became the 10th player in school history to record a 1,000-yard season. They run the ball a lot up there. He had 238 catches, 8 100-yard receiving games between his time at Washington State and Oklahoma State. Those numbers rank number 3 all-time for touchdowns, number 4 for catches, number 14 for receiving yards, 24 for 100-yard games. All active NCAA during that time. He put up some numbers. He already has a daughter. Her name is Rain Christine Martin. She was born in 2019. Way to go, Pops. And just, was able to kind of catapult that into who he is. And again, as somebody who's seen this dude at training camps, at preseasons, he plays with joy. And if you look at the thumbnail of this video, if you're listening audio-wise, you probably can't see it, but you can look it up on YouTube if you wanted to. Just type in Countdown Tay Martin. It'd be the first one that pulls up. The dude just smiles and plays that way. And whenever you go through all this stuff, it makes sense. Because people that have experienced a lot of trauma, what sadly I know about, it makes things like football a joyous occasion. It's just what it is. So he signs on with the 49ers, and he just recently signed a $795,000 deal. But again, if you don't make the roster, you don't get all that. You look at his career earnings on 3 years of the practice squad with the 49ers. He got activated for one game. $561,000 is what he's made. So $500,000. So not bad. Definitely not bad. Played in one game in 2023. Didn't really do much. He got 3 offensive snaps at the end of the game in week 17 and 4 special team snaps. This was a little bit of a reward. Bumps his pay way up because he gets a full game check instead of a practice squad check. And that's huge. You look at the preseason, he had 5 catches, 38 yards on 8 targets. And, now we look at kind of best case scenario. Practice squad's what you're hoping for, but man, they added so much wide receiver depth. It's crazy. Last year, you had stud starting wide receivers and then a gaping hole behind them. Now you are stacked. The 49ers usually keep 5 to 6, right? So you got locks. Ayuk, he's a lock. Debo, he's a lock. Jennings just signed to extension. He's a lock. You drafted first rounder Ricky Pearsall, lock. And now Jacob Cowan in the 4th round, lock. That's 5. You usually keep 5 to 6. That means there is one spot left for Danny Gray, Ronnie Bell, Chris Conley, Trent Taylor, Tay Martin, Tariq Owens. Yikes. That is a stout wide receiver room on a team that throws the ball less than every other team in the NFL. So I love Tay Martin, and I hope he finds a place to catch on. Or maybe we trade a guy or two on the back end of the roster. I don't know. I hope he sticks around on this team because he's just awesome special teams-wise, plays tough. He fits everything that the Niners like. You watch Tay Martin in special teams drills at training camp, and you see, that dude is going 100 miles an hour, laying out blocks. I mean, he is physical, and you could tell he's scrappy. He's scrapping for a job, for a career. I hope he can find a way to stay. He's number 79 on our list. And again, if you don't draft, Pearsall and Cowan, I'm putting this dude up, probably 50s, 60s. But this is where he lands. Amazing story, amazing human. Tay Martin, 49ers Rush, the biggest fans you got out there, I promise you, man. And hopefully you surprise. And, man, we can see some great things coming forward. But he's got a lot to overcome. But he's done it time and time again in his life, on and off the field. So hopefully we get to see it again. For us, we'll just keep counting them down.